where the teacher doesn't like it shouldn't get to the point to where the teacher has to put hands on the kids. Your kids should be respectable when they get into that building. I would really want to know what actually would trigger him to that extent to want to put hands and feet on them kids. What grade was this? Sixth grade or something like that. Yeah, they bad as hell in even in sixth grade.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I know they're little Michelle. They're big brats, big, and I know they're trying to show off and trying to get in their popular groups. I get all that, but when you have a teacher with that much power, yeah, there's got to be more to it. You know what I mean? Got to be more to it. And this is not allowed. I know the parents won't allow this too. You know what I mean? That's the thing. You know what I mean? You can, as I said, you can go to the courts and get this, taken care of. Or not taken care of, but heard. Or you can even go to the city hall. Remember, go down to the city hall, whatever county you're in whatever you're in, area. I think is, yeah, it's once a month or every couple. No, I think it's once a week or something. Um, and you can, and as you know, this is the county, so this is the city. They need to hear this, and there's people taking notes. I mean, this is getting recorded. This is getting documented, so you can't fake that. So that's the thing. My mind is like, well, why aren't the parents rallying? Why aren't they going down? Yeah, you can't. You just can't get 2 years probation. Come on, you can't. There's people out there with worse crime, and they're getting like the death penalty. So it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, yeah, who does he know? You know what I mean? Like, what power does he have in the courts itself? But yeah, I don't know. So maybe he paid him off. You know what I mean? Finder's fee. You know what I mean? That's how it is. Money talks, bullshit walks.
let me ask you something. As a teacher, do you have the right to defend yourself
Yeah,
if you're assaulted by a student?
of course you can. Stand up, speak up.
So would this be the same argument or the same scenario if he was defending himself? I'm not saying that he was or wasn't,
I'm thinking. I
but
thought of that.
would it make the argument different if he was trying to
Pedophile.
defend himself? Because I'm not look. I've done shows on students fighting the teacher. They swing on the teacher and all that shit. Girls, boys, and principals. They done jumped the principal. I done like these kids are bad as hell. So it's like I could.
Sense. It's just there's too many layers, too many levels where it's sad that a situation like this, where we're having a conversation, our right mind send him to jail for good. The sheer fact he's on a probation, that means nothing. He's going to do it again. He's going to get away with it again as well. So I'm just, yeah, and the poor children. Yes, I understand. Children are brats. I don't care what age. I'm still a brat. I don't know about you. When you get pissed off, I don't know about you, but I'll speak for myself. Retaliation. I love retaliation. It always backfires because I'm a good person, but I'll see how far I can go and take it. But when you're in that crazy headspace, or in that where you want to prove a point, and you're like, I'm right, how dare you? You know what I mean? You kind of like get into that kind of like attacker mode. You know what I mean? in that sense. And if you're a child, teenager, young adult, come on, man. Your emotions are all over the place. You know what I mean? You definitely want to prove a point. Because I know when I was in high school, I was a cheeky little shit. Oh my gosh, my parents couldn't send me to school fast enough because I was a hyperactive child. You know what I mean? In that sense, but I wasn't doing anything like malicious. You know what I mean? But yeah, but this day and age, as I said, you got children vaping. You know what I mean? At a young age, carrying those little helium bottles. Some have knives, some have like drugs. And I'm like, how do you get hold of this? Where do you get hold of this? But I know it's coming from an adult, you know what I mean? And see how long you can push them and how far and use and abuse and, let them pay for the price if they get caught. But this teacher, just looking at him, come on, man. He's old, he's frumpy, he's forgotten what a gym looks like. You know what I mean? He's just, in his own world and probably think, oh, okay, I'll just do whatever I want and however I want because I can.
It's a different generation we in.
Oh, yeah. If I'm having children, I'm having children back in Australia. I'm sorry, I'm not having it in America. That's my rule of thumb. No. Because as I said, I'm not used to having and seeing metal detectors in schools. What's that about? That freaked me out. I was like, what? Because I didn't know what it was. I was like at the setup, and I was like, that's a school. How is it a school? I didn't grow up on that. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, it's just interesting. Different generation, different times, different mindsets. Definitely. Everything's all you're in front of a screen all the time. People don't communicate. People don't talk to each other. And these children are the next generation. You know what I mean? They don't want to work. If they don't get their way, they have a big, sookie baby. And I'm just like, work for the dollar, man. Work for it. But that's got to do with the parents. At the end of the day, got to do with the parents. But this guy here, oh my God, lock him up. I don't know. I don't like, especially men at that age, middle white, old men. You know what I mean? Got nothing going on for themselves. You definitely know he's not married. Definitely hasn't never had a girlfriend. He probably has. They probably woke up. And it's just like you're part of the curriculum, like you're a part of the academic, system where you're here to educate and inspire children. Don't take out your frustration on them. I don't care how bad it is. Get a grip.
The westernization has destroyed the people of the United States, man. We spoiled, we self entitled, self absorbed. I mean, like the list goes on and on and on. Children knew their place once upon a time. There's a hierarchy. You think now that you had sex and you've been out here smoking and you got different freedoms than we did, that you're the parents now. No, you can't beat them no more. That's a problem.
In my household, shit, I grew up with everything. And it will still stay. It's so funny because when I go back to, I haven't been back to Australia, but my friend, they call me Nazi. Nazi. Auntie Sarah is back because I discipline, because I'm like, oh, you need to work for it. Oh, you don't want to eat your lunches? I'll take you back to the US. You know what I mean? And I'll show you what it's like to be in school in the US. And their faces, they just all crumble. Just, I go, look, appreciate and be grateful for what you've got. You know what I mean? You don't want to eat your lunch? So, yeah, it's just, unfortunately, it's a different time, different space. Um, yeah, and it's sad. I know you can't touch the children. You can't spank them. You can't hit them. You know what I mean? I remember the good old ruler. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
In that sense. How many rulers did I broke? But anyway, let's not go there. But you know what I mean? It's just like, and we'll say it's called the asaya, which is that's like the stick in Arabic. I'm gonna get the asaya. I'm like, shut up, dad. And I knew I needed to run, especially because, as I said, I was a hyper kid. But yeah, it's sad that you can't touch children. How are they gonna learn? They're not gonna know what's right and wrong. You know what I mean? In that sense, punish them. Put them in the room. Make them do their homework. Clean up the house. Clean up their room. You know what I mean? Scrub the damn floors. In that kind of sense, wash the car. Okay. Oh, you don't have an iPhone? Well, go get a job. Simple. I already know. As I said with the children, I'm just like, I'm like, you fucking little shit. You know what I mean? I'm struggling. I'm still paying off my phone. You know what I mean? And then you're like, oh, I need one now? No, you don't. Oh my goodness.
You got that, and now you got a group of adults who I don't know, uh, 49 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can
And
imagine being on one of them calls, and I'm like, look, your daughter has been acting up, doing this, doing that. Then the parent is like, I don't believe you.
yeah.
My child would never lie to me.
Yeah.
And then it's like, damn, I gotta deal with that shit. Come on, man. But I'm the one with them 8 hours out of the day. But you're gonna tell me I'm lying and that your kid is telling you the truth. So I got to deal with that. You not getting really paid too much or nothing. I'm not defending him. I'm just trying to give different perspectives. The way that this has been painted is if he just bullied and strong on them and Humpty Dumpty his ass on them kids. But like I don't really know if that's what happened. Maybe they tried to whoop him. Maybe they was doing way too much. He couldn't get no help outside of the classroom, and he had to restrict them. It's just a thought. Maybe it was extreme. Ain't that what this is for? To give different sides. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate.
But then situations like this, you can't play the devil's advocate. You know what I mean? Like, yes, you want to hear both sides of the story, but how long you been a teacher for? You lose your credibility. You know what I mean? You're gonna lose your license. There's limits. You know what I mean? Aren't you a part of the academic world? Act like one. You should know. Use your brains. You have no excuse. No excuse.
If he was just angry and
Yeah.
just being an asshole, 2 years probation, no,
Nothing. Nothing. No.
should have been. To me, he should have lost his license.
Yeah, totally. License and be jailed in that kind of sense. You know what I mean? It just makes me mad. Like I find even like in like when you're out and about, so even at jobs or survival jobs, whatever, you see the managers or the higher ups, they got the little favorites. You know what I mean? They give the shittiest and the hardest jobs to the people they don't like because they know they'll do the job. And then you got the ones that are, oh, I don't want to break my nail. Like, what the fuck are you doing at this job then? You know what I mean? Or don't even know how to think for themselves. Get away with blue murder. So with this gentleman here, yeah, look, he needs more. You know what I mean? And it's interesting though because I watched the TikTok one of the guy. You know what I mean? So it's funny how you showed me this one, like we went through this one, and I looked at the TikTok version. I was like, oh, you know what I mean? And he's what, Minnesota? Once again, different laws, different state laws, in that kind of sense. You know what I mean? It's not a big state. You know what I mean? It's a smaller town. You know what I mean? But yeah, I would love you to put the one from TikTok because that's what kind of got me. I was like, oh, that made my blood boil. How dare you do what you needed to do? What?
Oh, which one? What you referring to?
You sent me the TikTok version of this guy.
Oh, see, yeah, I couldn't find it. That was the problem. I thought I
Oh,
had this. I thought I had it saved, but I couldn't find it. That's why I didn't bring it up. I had to look for it
oh,
separate.
okay. Shit, hold on. Let's, as I said, let me get to my. Okay, hold on. Let's go there. Okay, reminder, King's table. Oh, ho, ho. Okay, let's go. Accept. That's because that's what I found it intriguing. You really got me like really thinking about it. Um, calendar. Okay, Google. Okay, send. Showing an email. Okay, I am sending it to you as we speak, my friend. Um, but yeah, that really, I was like, damn it.
I guess Ice Spice decided to flex a photo of her bare face.
Uh,
But yeah, it doesn't, it's just not right on so many levels. Um, like, no, I don't care who you are, what you're about, what's your situation, what's your story. You just don't do that. Um, and
yeah, bro need to do some. He need to sit down for a little bit. There's no excuse for that.
no,
Nothing that I indicated unless there's other stories about this that gives a little more detail. That wasn't it. 2 year probation is crazy. That's
yeah,
just that's just as messed up as the governor out in Colorado or somewhere like that only getting 90 days for having sex with her son's friend.
yeah. And I sent it to you. Hopefully you got it. Hopefully it came through.
I got something. I don't see nothing about
Yeah.
the guy that you're referring to.
Damn it. Okay, hold on. Let me I'm just gonna send you the link. That's probably better.
Yeah, I thought you was sending it on TikTok.
Yeah, I did, but obviously it didn't come through, so I'm gonna resend it to you again. I don't know. I just sent you the link now.
I'll see.
Yeah, 50-50 with the mail.
So hopefully, yeah, I don't know.
The big one.
Uh,
Because that's what made my blood boil. I was like, oh,
okay. So this is the other version of it.
yeah,
That was exciting. Yeah.
It's the same story. It's just
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. The same story, but a different point of view. I was like, oh,
let me see if I can. It looked like I still got it saved. Hold up. I'll play it if I can find it. Yes. What would constitute self-defense for a teacher and a student in private environment?
yeah.
I'm asking.
As I said, yeah, jail. No, get out of free jail card. That's straight to jail.
So, I'm gonna play this, and
Yes.
we can kind of close out from this. It's
Yeah.
pretty much the same thing. It's just
Yeah. Oh, good. Oh, good.
uh, let's see.
Not sure if everybody heard about Jason Rogers, because I'm just now hearing about Jason Rogers, and he up here in Minnesota with me. Jason Rogers was given basically a slap on the wrist for assaulting some children inside of class. Yes, I call it assault, because during the drill that they was having at school, Jason Rogers decided to stand on the backs of 3 different children in that classroom. It said that he stood on the back with both of his feet on these children during that drill while they was laying on the floor, and he is said to weigh over 350 pounds. Let me tell y'all about this slap on the wrist. It says an Underwood teacher charged with malicious punishment of a child after stepping on students' back during a lockdown drill has been sentenced to 2 years of probation and must surrender his teaching license in any state. Jason Lowell Rogers, 49, received a state adjudication Tuesday on all 3 counts of malicious punishment of a child in Ottawa County District Court. Under the terms of order, if Rogers successfully completes 2 years of supervised probation, all 3 charges will be dismissed. If he violates probation, the court can enter a conviction. As conditions of his probation, Rogers must surrender his teaching license in any state, complete an anger management assessment, and follow its recommendations, perform 90 hours of community service, and write letters of apology to each victim. He also is ordered to pay $2,250 in fines and fees. Since when is there a victim of a case and then they ask you to reach out to that victim by providing them a letter? What kind of letter? What is that letter going to do for those children growing up in life and still having to think about his 350-pound ass stepping on their backs? And I believe somewhere in that article that it stated that he had stepped on the children's back to try to get them to comply. And that's why they said that it was malicious punishment. But I don't understand how y'all can give him a plea deal that will dismiss all 3 counts as long as he makes it through probation. Anytime in a situation like this where there's a teacher being charged with something for doing something to a child, ain't no way that they should be giving them a slap on the wrist. They should be giving them a harsh punishment due to the fact that they shouldn't want to see any other teachers come behind them and think that they can do the same thing, and they'll end up receiving a slap on the wrist. To me, this is an absolute insult to those children that he stepped on their backs, especially to the young man that was in, I believe, 6th grade that actually is the one that ended up reporting it. This is a slap to the face to him, as he probably reported it as he wanted something to be done about this, not him just simply lose his job. He should have went and sat some type of jail time, and he should have had a conviction on his record. But now with the slap on the wrist that they're giving him, he has an opportunity to have a free and clear record. He just can't work as a teacher anymore to give up that teaching license. That's foul and messed up. because that means that one day he could probably get another job working with children to where he shouldn't be able to hold any jobs working with any children anymore and no future at all. I'm not sure if everybody heard about Jake.
Basically said what I said.
Yeah. What special privileges that he has?
You supposed to make an example. And ain't no way. Ain't no way you just let them get away with that, and then it's like as a kid you experiencing that. I understand exactly what he's talking about. It would probably be hard for me to have respect for authority even more after that. So that's how you think it is.
And it's like crazy how, you know, why only 2 years probation? Why 2 years? That's what I'm not understanding. Like, should be longer.
Agreed. Agreed.
Like,
But
you
hey,
don't want to jail him. You don't want to send him to jail. You give him a piss ass 2 year probation, which means nothing. He's already laughing because he got away with it. He's not worried at all.
no, you're gonna complete all them courses and get everything erased, and then probably end up doing the same thing again. And this time, you're gonna meet the right person. You're not gonna be no 80-pound kid. It's gonna be a 200-pound plus, and they're gonna meet you with the same level of anger, if not more, because everybody don't play with their family. That's it. That's the message. Y'all be a little more interactive with your school board as parents. Know these teachers. Ask questions. Be proactive. Don't just send your kids off. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say about that. If you got anything you want to say before we close out, you got the floor.
Yeah, no, it's just wrong on so many levels. Like, the sheer fact that I can't accept and I will not allow this, like, for the future of him getting away with it. It's just it's just wrong on so many levels. What's what he's done and what he's going to continue to do, he doesn't care at the end of the day. He does it. If he's got away with it now, he's going to do it again. It's going to be a repeat. But yeah, as I said, middle age man going nowhere fast. You know what I mean? Needs to feel some type of power or authority. Can't do it with an adult. That's on children. I know that's harsh, but it's the truth. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. It doesn't sit well. It makes my stomach just yeah. My whole body doesn't feel right.
It's all right. Justice will always prevail.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It might not happen here on Earth,
yeah.
but
It'll catch up.
yeah, it always do.
Yeah, makes sense. It's just wrong because I don't like you know you know little children. Yes, we know they're brats. They're bratty. They're smart asses. But hey, that's life. But when you have that type of authority, or you have, it's a duty of care at the end of the day.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm there with you. I'm there with you. You know, what's the exception? Why is he getting away with it? So yeah. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. That's how I look at it. It's just wrong on so many levels, and it's scary. And yeah, we just need to make some changes and make changes fast. You know what I mean? I hate the fact that the system's broken. I hate the fact that these poor little ones are seeing if he can get away with it. Well, there's no change is going to be made. You know what I mean? As I said, children are quick. They're sharp. You know what I mean? And they don't forget. You know what I mean? In that sense, you know, the example that he set, it's over the head. You know what I mean? And long-term effect, the repercussions, it's bad. You know what I mean? Because these little children probably think, oh well, if he's doing it, so can we. We get away with it.
Yeah. Hey, look. My thoughts and
So,
prayers go out to them kids.
yeah.
I hope this doesn't damage them too bad.
Yeah, exactly. Traumatized. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm there with you. There's no one came through. I always look for the comments. I'm like, where's the comments? I don't see any comments.
Yeah, it's been pretty quiet.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it'd be like that though.
Yeah. I'm just like, okay, but hey, it's always, as I said, it's always good shows, good talks in that sense, and I love it because it's just conversations that needs to be had. I said, spoken about.
Yeah,
But yeah.
and I appreciate you for pulling up this morning.
Yes.
I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
I
And
will.
shout outs to everybody who watches this on the replay. Let me know y'all thoughts.
No worries. Have a good night. Taco Tuesday. Bye.
Construct, slave song, slave ship, rip skin, maybe rip bones. But no matter how close I my ancestors speak, they tell me they're tired as a friend on us like we're weak. I haven't been getting sleep, longing to sing until I surpass peak, until they think we are equal. Please, all I want is peace. My ancestors beat drums until their bones would bleed, begging that generations remember our story.